because, you know, more often than not, the family members of an alcoholic or an addict are actually feeling the exact same emotions that the alcoholic or addict is. You're describing the feeling of hopelessness, helplessness, despair, and you just want it to end, but you don't know how it can. So,
yeah, you feel it's never going to end. So you either say, God, either take him or I'm going to take myself. You know, you don't think there's another thing about getting out, running away.
Yeah, you see two options, him or me.
Yeah.
You know, life or death, him or me.
Yeah.
What's it going to be?
And that's what I saw. So
even after his death, obviously you're still affected. After an addict or an alcoholic receives treatment, even after they die, loved ones are still affected. It's very difficult for them to ever get a sense of closure. How are you still affected, both personally and professionally?
Well, I still get it with my children. Have very bad anger problems towards each other. They just can't handle situations, and they're not even drinking. It's they just fight all the time. My two older children. You know, and I tried to speak to them and tried to explain, you know, it's, you know, that they can get some help if they feel they need help, but they don't want help. You know, they think they don't have a problem either, and it has nothing to do with...
There's denial again.
Yeah. They don't, they remember things, but they don't think it is something that affecting them, but it is. They feel a loss because of their father. They felt that, I guess, alcohol and cigarettes had taken his life too young, and they resent him dying, they resent losing him, and I guess they felt because I had said, you know, a lot of things against him about the drinking and stuff, and I think they resent me a lot. Sometimes they say bad things to me, you know, and they need money right away on top of everything. They think I'm there all the time for every need for them, and they have to realize they're becoming adults. They have to be able to take care of themselves, and it seems like they don't want to. They just want me to be able to take care of them for the rest of their life, you know, and they don't want to be responsible for their actions, and which my son is dealing with right now. He has his own problems with his anger and things with his friends, and he's going to be doing some jail time for his problems he's done in his life. So it still affects him today. I think that's what caused him to do the things he did.
You mentioned before you were had been a MTA operator, and now you're a bus driver here in the Capital District.
Yes.
Professionally, how the interaction with the public, how has that affected you?
Well, every day I see drug users, alcohol users, abusers every day. You see them getting on the bus. You see them being drunk, falling all over you, calling you names. So you're still getting the abuse. It's
like, you're reliving it.
Yeah, and you still get people that come after you. And I was also assaulted at one time by a woman that was drinking because she had to go to the bathroom. There was an incident where on my bus I was waiting for the shuttle in Colony Center, and I didn't really pick alcohol on her until later because that's what they were telling me. She had a lot of alcohol. I didn't really pick it up as much, you know, so I didn't think it at the time. But now that we're talking about it, it had to do with alcohol, and then she ended up hitting me twice. So I was abused.
It's like almost being hit by your
husband
again.
Yeah. But so it was a traumatic thing at that time for me, you know. I mean, I tried to hold everything in because my husband always said, you know, crying is a sign of weakness. So I always try to hold it, you know, but it's very hard sometimes. You try to be a strong person, you know, so it is very difficult, you know, so I do try. So I guess that's why it affects me when I talk about it, because I do try to hold it in. I try to be an adult, and, you know, you're not supposed to show it, you know, that you're weak. And that's what it was always drowned into me, you know, I guess because he was in the military, and military, you can't be weak, you know, you have to be strong.
I can't see anybody, you know, denying your strength. It's incredible.
So yeah, she ended up assaulting me, and I hit her once. just to alleviate. That's where, you know, if you're getting assault, that's
Yeah.
where, you know, you have to
Defend yourself.
Yeah, one time, you know, not that you're going to pound somebody down, but you have to defend yourself. So that's what it was, and then the police finally came and took her off the bus. But yeah, I was assaulted by another alcoholic.
What kind of help or assistance have you sought out?
Well, in my lifetime, I have gone to Al-Anon, which is helpful, but again, I always cried there, so I felt my husband was drowning into me, that it was a sign of weakness, so I felt being weak when I went there, and he didn't like it for whatever reason. I don't know why.
So you went to Al-Anon while he was still alive?
Yeah, yeah. And he didn't like it, because I would try to do some things. They always say, don't count the cans, you know, try not to comment on his drinking, you know, and these are the things they would tell you, and it's very hard not to.
I bet. Easier said than done.
Yeah, it's very hard not to make those things. They say, let him lay on the floor in his own extremities, you know, if they throw up, or, you know, they piss themselves, because that's what a lot of them do. You know, you don't want to talk about it. There was a lot of times he used to blame my little dog when he peed in the bed, and oh, that was my dog.